Hi there, Deadeye Delboy here, back with another video on the channel, and today something a little bit different because for the first time in I don't know how long, on a Monday morning I decided to jump into Daily Race A and Daily Race B just to quickly see what these two races are like this week. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm glad if I did or not, because there's a lot of carnage involved in these races. So hopefully you'll enjoy the video. You might pick up some things to avoid. You want to try and avoid the carnage and the chaos. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video. And if you do, hit the like button. Even better, if you would hit that subscribe button, would be very much appreciated. But yeah, without much further ado, let's jump into the action. So here we are, Daily Race A for the first time in, well, I don't know how long it's been since I did Daily Race A, but we're going to go into it. We're in the GTO and it's a grid start, so no traction control needed for this one. Off we go, starting at the back, P9, haven't even done a practice lap in this, have no idea what the brakes are like in this car, so I'm just going to be really tentative into the first corner, and you can see there's a bit of carnage there. And we've got cars flying all over the place. Now we've got Lingo there picking up a 5-second penalty. He's obviously the person that has been deemed to be at fault for that crash. But if you actually go back and look at it, it's actually the British driver, Choppy, who hit into the back of him and kind of caused the mayhem. But it is what it is. Lingo is the unfortunate victim of the penalty in this occasion. So we're already up to P4, so 5 places we picked up just by staying on the inside and just watching everything go crazy in front of us. So yeah, bear that in mind if you're going to attempt this race. Off the start, make sure you go over to the inside, keep a nice tight line, be nice and careful, you know, early braking isn't a bad thing at turn 1, lap 1 at Fuji. So yeah, just yeah, keep that in mind. Again, just kind of guessing there where the braking zone was, hoping that we didn't kill Kingo, who has kindly got his hazard lights flashing, but we see a gap here. We're going to go up the inside of him and take that position, but he's just going to drive right across the front of the car. He's obviously not, well, he's got a 5-second penalty and a pretty beat up looking car, so he obviously doesn't care, but off he goes to the right hand side there, losing a bit, so we'll go up the inside there, but he manages to rejoin behind us. And you're going to see here, he just kind of switches back on us, which is fair enough, and up the inside he goes, and there's a little bit of contact there, but nothing major. But yeah, he's going to serve a 5-second penalty, so I wasn't overly concerned about the fact that he'd got back in front of me, as it's basically, yeah, kind of race over for him. He kindly moves off the racing line. We're just going to drive through his ghost anyway. So there we go. Heading down though to turn 1 for the second time here, and you can see here we brake really early because I just seen the brake lights of the car in front coming on and kind of panicked because I don't really know a lot about the brakes on this car, well, certainly not at this point anyway. And the reason I'm showing you that is because in the third lap, as we're heading back down towards turn 1, I think, well, I can brake a lot later than I did in that last lap. No, I couldn't. Look at this, the car just wouldn't stop, and apologies to the guy that I almost killed there, but you can see thankfully he stayed on track, and if anything I gave him a nice little push round the corner. I pick up a deserved 2-second penalty for my troubles, but that gave me honestly the fright of my life as the car just would not stop. So yeah, the braking point is somewhere in between wherever I hit the brakes on lap 2 and wherever I hit the brakes on lap 3. It certainly, yeah, it just felt really inconsistent, this car, on the brakes, to be honest with you. So we're falling now back to P6 and we've got a 2-second penalty, so this race is not going well at all. But it is Daily Race A. I guess you know what you sign up for when you enter this race. It's always going to be a bit of carnage. It does help if you do a couple of practice laps and maybe set a qualifying time, which we have not done at all. So yeah, it's not not the greatest, but 2 laps to go now. Lap 5, we're going to head down into turn 1 again. Can we get the braking point a little better? Absolutely not. We've not learned our lessons at all, and we go flying wide and rejoin the track with our friend Choppy behind us. Now, remember Choppy from lap 1? I told you that I think it was him that hit the back of the German who ended up getting the 5-second penalty. Well, we're now going to see what Choppy is all about when it comes to daily race A, because yeah, he's on my tail now, and as we jump forward in the lap, we're heading down into the braking zone. Now I do know where the braking point is here, the big Dunlop sign roughly, and we're heading down, we're making the corner fine, and then we just get hit from the back and run onto the grass, and Choppy will then not let us keep the position, he'll just cut back on us, takes a 3-second penalty for his troubles. So yeah, it kind of sums up his driving style, I think, as we catch back up with him a little bit in this corner here, and he goes, well, very wide here, and we get an opportunity now to make a run up the inside. There's a little gap there, and to be honest with you, I was just taking that position because obviously, you know, fight fire with fire on occasion, but he's then going to hit us again, almost spins us out, and he's going to pick up another 2 seconds worth of penalties for his troubles as he goes wide. But here we go, I just had a feeling he was going to try this, and yet he tried to brake check me and completely missed. You know, sometimes when you just get that feeling that somebody's going to attempt something like that, so I just knew to move to the right, and well, I don't know what he was seeing in his rear view mirror when he attempted the brake check, but he missed by a mile. You can see in the last lap here, we've got the French driver appearing from nowhere, a bit like the scene from Terminator in Terminator 2 when the Terminators just appear suddenly from the sky. That seems to be what happened to him. So yeah, not sure what was going on with his race, but we now move up to P5 and onto the final straight for the last time. And you can see up ahead, there's a car going very, very, very slowly, and it looks like we might actually be able to catch up with them just about as we come up towards the line. I'm not sure what's happened to him, he must have served a massive penalty, and we managed to pick up P4 again. So it's a bit of a crazy race, definitely a fun race. I would suggest maybe practicing it slightly more than I did, and you might have a good time in it. Now, daily race B at Tokyo Expressway, this is just daily race B for barrier. You can see this was my first attempt at the race. Crash, a 1.5 second barrier penalty there. This penalty here for the guy just ramming straight into the back of me, I pick up 2 seconds for basically serving my penalty. Hit the barrier again here, another 1.5 seconds. And we'll hit the barrier again here, another 1.5 seconds. I've lost count by now, don't know if you have. And just for good measure, we'll hit the barrier again and pick up 3 seconds, and that was enough for me. So that was attempt number 1 at this race. So at this point I've decided, no, I need to know where I'm going in this track, because there's too many barrier penalties to be had if you don't know the track. So I jumped in to qualify and set a fairly decent time, to be honest with you. I'm in 18.5, and we've got JB in front of us. Now, JB is a very quick race asylum driver, so I knew that it would be good to have him in front of us. I could hopefully just follow his lines and avoid penalties, which is the key to this race. Just avoid penalties at all costs. If you can avoid penalties in this race, you will move forward, I guarantee you. No matter where you start on the grid, if you can stay penalty free, you will move forward, because it is an absolute barrier penalty fest. You can see Jay here, he's nice and tidy through this section here, the 6 gears section, and you drop down into 5th for this corner, and you can do it better than this, because I then almost lost the back end of the BMW M4, which I've chosen for this race. The Mazda, I think, is up there in the leaderboard as usual, but yeah, I'm fed up using that Mazda, so the BMW is a viable alternative. You can see there though, this just grazed the barrier, Jay, and I think this throws him off, because he gets a 1.5 second penalty, and I think it just disrupts his concentration, because you can see there he loses it almost there, and well, going into the barrier, picks up a 3 second penalty and loses his momentum. So he kindly stays off the racing line and lets us go past, because we're obviously got the run on him, and yeah, we had the pace. So he's going to tuck in behind us, but he's got a 3 second penalty, so that's great from my point of view, because all I need to do now is just keep it nice and tight, nice and tidy as we get up to the penalty zone, and then I'll have a bit of breathing space behind me, because It's 8 laps round here, and you can't really take your eyes off the track at all because it is a fast race. It's high speed. You're never really dropping out a 5th or 6th or 7th gear in the BMW, and yeah, it's all about flow. Get into a rhythm with this race, and you can really make some good moves, get some forward momentum in it. You can see now we've managed to obviously gap the field a little bit here. We've got the German behind us, Frank. And yeah, you can see from the delta there that we're opening up a comfortable-ish lead, but that lead, remember, is just one barrier penalty. That's all it is. So you can't just take for granted that, you know, you've got a couple of seconds in front of the guy behind. If you pick up one penalty, then that's going to cost you a lot more than 1.5 seconds. As we start lap 3, and I'll just give you a quick guide through this lap in the M4. It's a 6th gear first corner. You've got to come off the power there, a little dab in the brakes, and then full out throttle. Don't need to brake here. It's a flat out 6 up to 7th, and then again flat out left hander here. Now as we're going to come down towards the sweeping right hander, it's not a flat out corner, but you don't need to change gear in the BMW. You just dabbing the brakes, off the accelerator and let it coast round, and then back onto the power, and off you go down the straight. Now we're going to come up now to the tunnel section, and just after the orange marker on the left, just drop down to 6th gear, and again let it sweep round there. Too aggressive in the throttle, you can drop down to 5th there, quick switch back up to 6th gear just to keep the flow going. Again, this is flat out. It might not feel as if it is, but it absolutely is flat out round here. 7th gear, coming under the tunnel here, you're going to have to drop down to 6 and just try and get over and take a nice sweeping tight line round the left hander there so you can power out through the corner. Again, keep tight to here, sweep out, and again drop down to 5th here, and again power in and out of that corner, and off you go down the straight. And there you go here. This was a 1:20 that lap, and I'm about to go even quicker now because I got the flow of the track basically by this point, and you can see from this, you'll see from my delta. Again, as I said, 6th gear. If you can get this corner sorted flat out, you're going to make up a lot of time. And like I said, it was just really a case of rhythm. I'm now into my 4th lap. I've not picked up a single penalty. Frank's not that far behind, so he's obviously running quite nicely as well, not picking up much in the way of penalties, if any, in his Atenza. So the pressure's still on. Still got to keep the car tight and tidy. You can see though I'm getting quicker. My delta's going for a PB here. You can see JB has actually set the fastest lap of the race, so he was having a good battle. You can see behind there with Frank. He's switched places. He's up to P2 now, but that's good for me. You want them to battle, because if you battle on this track, somebody will pick up a penalty because somebody will hit a barrier. It's really not the kind of track for running too wide. You really need to pick your opportunity and moment if you're going to go for the overtake, because if you try and do it on a corner, somebody's not going to come out of it without a penalty, I guarantee you that. As we come round the last corner here, over the line we're going to go, and we're going to pick up our fastest lap of the race, a 19.9. So yeah, like I said, the pace was definitely there. As we come round the last corner, we're skipping forward to the end of the race, and just for good measure, that was my one and only penalty of this race, and I pick it up basically on the last corner of the track. But yeah, it didn't matter by this point. You can see from the delta, I'm miles in front, because I'm probably the only person who's not picked up a penalty. And yeah, it was nice to recover from the first attempt. And you can see there, Rory, well, you can't actually see in this, Rory was actually in this race, and I think he finished over a minute behind. He was having all sorts of trouble in this race. So it was a good race from my point of view. Had fun with it. It's definitely a fun race to be had. Race C speaks for itself again this week. That's why it's not on the video. It's Group 4 at Catalunya, 10 laps I think. So I don't think there's much in the way of strategy. It's a bit of an Atenza fest. So yeah, you can have fun with that I suppose as well. But these are the two races that probably won't get much attention from a content creation point of view this week, and you probably won't see them getting live streamed much either. So have a look at them, don't dismiss them, have a bit of fun, do a bit of practice, and definitely watch out for those barriers in Daily Race B. But yeah, thanks again for watching. If you've liked the video, then like the video, and if you would be so kind, I would appreciate you hitting that subscriber button if you haven't already. But yeah, until the next video, I will leave you all. Have a good day, afternoon, morning and week, and whenever I speak to you again, I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.